Hi everyone, Tams here. In this video I am going to be doing the All About My Journals tag. This tag has actually been around for a while. Apparently it started on a channel called Journal Tree about a year ago, but I discovered it while watching one of my favorite journaling and writing channels, Burgess Taylor. Both channels will be linked below. I've actually never done a tag video, so this is a first for me. I love to watch tag videos, but I had never really seen one that I thought I could contribute anything to. And then I saw this one, I was like, I can do that one. So the tag consists of 14 questions. Let's get started. Question number 1, how many journals do you own? The number of journals in my possession now, both ones I'm currently using and ones from my past that have been saved and archived, is about 20. Question number 2, when did you start keeping a journal? I started keeping a journal around 12 years old. In fact, I still have my first journal, if you will. My mother was kind enough to keep this as well as my early diaries, but this was my original journal. Do you remember these? Used to get these little date books at Hallmark, and then what I would do is write, document the dates. And then apparently this same year, at the end of the year at Christmas, my aunt gave me a proper diary, which I still have. So. Question number 3, how do you date your entries? Okay, I guess the best way to answer this is with my weekly journals. I use the Midori open free diary, and so I just fill in the dates. So pretty easy. Question number 4, how many types of journals do you currently use? I am currently using 4. I have my personal Midori weekly journals that I do. I have a work notebook that I keep. It's kind of like a brain dump for work, and I've got an entire video on that. I also have an art journal, and this is just random. So I do a lot of collaging and things like that in there. And then the 4th one is, of course, a garden journal that I am putting together myself. The point is just to document my gardening hobby, as well as practice vintage distressing techniques that I just love to watch on YouTube. In fact, this cover was made from a cereal box, if you can believe that, so more to come. I didn't count the separate Midori inserts. I don't know if that counts or not, but if you do count those, I've got 2 extra ones. I store my inserts in these Midori binders, and you can see it's holding 2 different inserts that have been filled. So this is a year's worth of journaling in this one binder here. Question number 5, do you have a favorite journal brand? Yes, Midori. Question number 6, do you ever write outside or take your journal with you? I often write outside, but mostly I do the writing in my office or craft room. Sometimes I write out in my garden. I rarely take my journal with me and journal on the go, but I do take it with me to meetups or workshops or classes and things like that, because people enjoy flipping through, each other's journals. Okay, question number 7. Do you keep an online journal? No. Number 8, how often do you journal? I journal weekly. In my ongoing regular journal, I spend about an hour on Sundays, and I just jot down what happened that week. My art journal is totally random. It's whenever I feel moved by the spirit, and my garden journal is pretty random. I just started that this year, and whenever I have the spare time to jot something down. Number 9, do you document your dreams? Do you keep a dream journal? Dream journaling is something I did get into a few years ago. I do not remember my dreams very often, but when I do, they're quite vivid, and there's quite a bit of detail and quite disturbing. So I do keep a notebook in a dresser by my bed, And when I do occasionally have those dreams, I do jot everything down because a few years ago a friend introduced me to Carl Jung, and I really enjoyed learning more about him, his journal, and the dream interpretation studies that he did. It made, if you do have nightmares or terrors or anything like that, it made the dreams less scary, if you will. So just something to share. A common dream that people have is about houses, or the house they grew up in, or a house from their past. And a lot of times the house has a different room inside of it. But really, when you're dreaming about a house, you're dreaming about yourself. And so when I started looking at it that way, it wasn't quite as creepy or scary, and it was actually very interesting. So yes, I do have a dream journal, but it's not updated on a regular basis, just when the need occurs. Question number 10. Do you prefer to write on lined pages? No, N-O. I prefer grid paper when I can have it. If I can't have grid paper, I would rather it be blank. So I don't know why I've never liked lined paper. You know, you have to use it in school growing up, and whenever I could, I would buy the notebooks that had a very faint line. I don't know why. I just don't like the dark straight lines. There you go. Question number 11. Do you ever censor yourself? Yes. So one of the ways I do it now with my weekly journaling is a lot of times I'll create a little pocket, and then I can put a little note inside the pocket, because yes, I'm often sharing my journal with other people, or I'm taking an Instagram photo of it and using it for workshops. So if I want something censored, I'll either do a tip in that covers up maybe a sensitive topic, or I'll tuck something inside of a pocket. Question number 11. Do you ever name your journals? No. Question number 13. If you have a reason, explain why you started journaling. I just started journaling when I was a little girl, because probably the reason why every little girl starts journaling. I liked it. It was fun. Question number 14. If you have been writing for a long time, explain how your style has changed. My style has changed quite a bit. As a young girl and young woman, my journals were all written, and as I became older, I did start adding a little more creativity into it, especially in these last few years. I intentionally added some creativity as part of a self journey to incorporate more creativity into my life. And then this past year, I have actually been teaching a class that helps people use their love of journaling to implement their goals, dreams, visions, what have you. Because my background is in project management, and I have always used journaling in a way to help me to obtain my goals, and I think a lot of people do that. I've really had to come up with lots of examples for my classes to help people see there is no one way to journal. There is no one way to plan. We're all different. We all go through different stages. We all go through different moods. The phase of the moon probably affects us too. But my classes really show people how they can incorporate their journaling into just basically getting things done. So it's more like I teach a weekly reflection, and so the way I have been journaling this past year, because I share it on Facebook and I share it on YouTube and all the social media, I'm always looking for different ways to share with them. So yeah, anyway, that's it. All the questions are linked below if you'd like to do this tag yourself. If you do this tag, please let me know. I'd like to see how you use your journals. Thanks a lot.